Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going over the 3 player props that you should be playing on Underdog for Super Bowl 59. Let's get into it. Alright guys, I'm recording this on the night of February 2nd, so we got a week till the Super Bowl still, so still plenty of time to get on these plays, but that does mean these lines have been out for about a week, so some of them have certainly moved one way or another. So there's still 3 that I'm still watching right now that I like, that we're gonna be able to get on. So let's jump right in. The first one that I wanted to get on was AJ Brown over 7.5 targets. There it is. So the last 2 games for AJ Brown, the game against the Rams, that was that snowy game, Rams Eagles. So wasn't a lot of passing in that game. You can see that with only 2 receptions, but 7 targets for AJ Brown in that environment. I do like seeing that. And then, of course, the 8 targets last week in a blowout versus Washington. The Eagles had 6 or 7 rushing touchdowns, and AJ Brown still found a way to get 8 targets. So for this week, it's going to be a much closer game against the Chiefs. The Eagles are certainly going to have to pass more, I'm assuming. So I really like AJ Brown here to eclipse 7.5 targets. Let me show you real quick what I'm looking at here. This is my website I have for player props on Underdog. So AJ Brown, look at him real quick so you can see over 7.5 targets is showing the best value. So over 5.5 receptions at plus money is showing positive value as well. I have it as a 58% win rate. So it's still showing good value at that plus money, but it seems to be the highest AV play is over 7.5 targets. I do like that. It kind of gives us the cushion, just in case him and Jalen Hurts don't connect on a few of the passes. It's no big deal. We just need the ball to go his way. You can see here on my page. So the kind of general threshold for Underdog for their 2-mans is 58%. Basically comes out to minus 137. That's what, if you kind of parlay 2 minus 137 plays together, you get that 3x. So it goes down to like minus 130, 135 as you keep adding more plays. So that's what that threshold is. You can see here I'm just bringing in some of the best projections around the industry, putting it into my model, adjust the data accordingly, and compare it to the props that we're seeing on Underdog. So you can see here we're really getting to see everything. All the main stats, at least. I'm not going to be able to project, longest reception or first half touchdown and things like that. So it's really more of overall game stats, and that's just where I'm focused. There's still plenty of value here, although some of the niche stuff is fun. This is really where I focus. So AJ Brown over 7.5 targets for our first play. It's a little weird. I got everything zoomed in. So really like that. It hasn't moved too much this week. I think his receptions has gone up a little bit as the week's gone on, but that target, 7.5 targets, is held strong. So you should be able to get on that no matter when you watch this video. So the second play I like. This one actually just moved. I'm still going to go over. So DeAndre Hopkins over 11.5 receiving yards. As of about 5 minutes ago, this was over 10.5. So I still like it at 11.5. Obviously, we lose a little bit of value there, but I think it's still worth it. So DeAndre Hopkins last game against the Bills, only 2 targets, 1 catch for 11 yards. I have the snap counts here for the Chiefs. DeAndre Hopkins only 18% snap count. He's been really banged up the last several weeks. Just kind of been easing him back in. You can see here though versus the Texans and versus the Steelers to kind of end the season, he's getting four targets a game, and then kind of working his way back into the mix. So being the Super Bowl, he wants to get that Super Bowl before he retires. So I really expect him to get more run here, and with that, he doesn't need many targets to get 11.5 receiving yards. I mean, one good valuable target, and he can get there. So I really like DeAndre Hopkins over 11.5 receiving yards. Real quick, we can see what my numbers are showing for that. So yeah, I think it was about a 65% win rate here at 10.5. So it has come down a little bit. You can see of all his stats, the receiving yards is the one that's standing out. So this is where I'm going to be going. DeAndre Hopkins over 11.5 receiving yards. And then for the third play that I am going to be on is Jahan Dotson over 2.5 receiving yards. Obviously, if it's a low number, it's basically can he get one catch or not. So I really like this from Jahan Dotson. We can show here, this is the NFC snap counts, the Eagles versus Commanders game. Jahan Dotson here got 55% snap count in a Eagles blowout. I'm not too worried that he didn't get a catch. Obviously, we kind of went over with AJ Brown. They were passing. The passing game, wasn't necessarily needed. And then that Rams game was the snowy game. So I'm not too concerned there for the lack of catch. That 2.5 receiving yards is a really low number for, the third wide receiver, maybe fourth pass catcher with Goddard there if you count the tight end. So, but really, I mean, look at the snap counts here for wide receivers. He's blowing out the rest of the guys here. So he is wide receiver 3. So I expect him to be on the field more, especially in this environment versus the Chiefs, where the Eagles are at the very least expected to have a close game, but maybe even be trailing down the stretch, and we'll have to kind of air the ball out a little bit more. So Jahan Dotson over 2.5 receiving yards. Real quick, I just can show you what we're looking at here with that. So it's kind of around that number for DeAndre Hopkins. So showing good value. The median is kind of around 7.5, 8 yards. So that over 2.5 is a good number. All it takes is 1. So I really like that here, and you can be watching that all the way to the end, waiting for that one catch. So those are my 3 plays for Super Bowl 59. AJ Brown over 7.5 targets, DeAndre Hopkins over 11.5 receiving yards, and Jahan Dotson over 2.5 receiving yards. All right, if you like what you saw and you want more, feel free to check out what I have at PresidentLeach.com. So I'll be having a full prop table for all the underdog plays. Right now I have NFL, NBA, and NHL going on. Obviously I'll be adding MLB as soon as opening day comes. So it's always a great thing to have. We're really going to be looking at some positive EV bets. We're not going to be taking random stuff if it's not showing value. So my model really helps us kind of hone in on those things that you might not notice on your own. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to have some fun, make a little money along the way. So yeah, feel free to check it out. Hit me up on Twitter or comment here, or reach out and we can get you in the Discord. Just kind of have a nice community to talk and kind of sweat these bets together. So all right, thanks for watching, and good luck everybody.